What's up, everybody? I like to really crunch numbers when it comes to trying to decode the Bible, trying to figure out God, and really, especially the end times. It's always been like a big interest of mine. So yeah, I've got a timeline of the temples that have been built and the tabernacles and all that. There's a lot of eerie coincidences that I just can't shake, and I want to share them. So here we are. Let me jump into it. All right, so here's the timeline. Starts in 1446 BC. That's with Moses and the tabernacles, and ends 2032 AD, where that third temple would potentially be destroyed. These are the dates that everybody's been looking at, right? Like, this was the year that the rapture failed. Well, the year's not over, and I'm holding on to these dates because Israel is 77 and will be 84 at the end. Same years as Jacob, when he saw Jacob's ladder, which was a representation of the rapture. And then he was 84 when he married Rachel. So yeah, I'm holding on to these dates. So as soon as this year passes, I'll let it go. But for right now, I'm still looking up. I know we missed the Feast of Trumpets. I don't know all there is to know about Jesus, okay? I'm learning every day, but also he does things in riddles, kind of. So I'm not surprised that we're all kind of confused. Okay, so let me jump into this. Now, I like numbers. I like trying to decode. So what I've done is I've plugged in numbers within this timeline that ends right here. I didn't even consider any of this. I was basically adding numbers and just subtracting numbers and multiplying numbers, trying to figure out if there's any significance with these years for the temples. Okay? All right. So we start in 1446 BC with Moses' tabernacles. He lasts, his tabernacles practice lasts 480 years until Solomon. And Solomon builds the first temple, and his temple lasts 380 years before it's destroyed in 586 BC. And then there's 70 years of exile during that time. Then once the exile's over, the second temple's built, 516 BC. Then that one lasts 586 years and is destroyed in 70 AD. So this is the timeline that I had been working with. Now, I circled all the numbers that are alike. So let's start across the board up here first. So we're not going to worry about this one yet because that one's coming. All right. 586 BC is the destruction of the first temple. Well, we also have a 586 over here, which was the duration of the second temple. All right. We've got over here a duration of exile of 70 years. And we have a destruction of the second temple in 70 AD. That's not coincidence, guys. We've got an end date, a duration. No temple. So I don't think that's by mistake. Okay, and if you guys have any other significance that you want to drop in the chats, please do. It takes a whole team of us to figure this stuff out. So we've got 1446 BC, right? Well, if we go from 1446 all the way to 586, because there's no gap here. Solomon built this first temple here, but they were still practicing tabernacles while it was being built. So that 966 BC, that's the start date of the temple, but there were no gaps, there were no exile, no nothing. So anyway, we're going to take 480 and 380 and add them together, 860, okay? So we take that 860 and we add it to 586, because that's the duration of the second temple with no exile, okay? So that gets us to 1446. Huh, that sounds familiar. It's from the very beginning, guys. The duration from when God told Moses to build a tabernacle and do sacrifices and all that, to the time that it was destroyed. And then there was 70 years of exile. And then we've got a duration again. So this is how long it lasted. And this is when it began. Guys, this is not a mistake. It's not a mistake. All right, let's take when it began. I probably should have not drawn it from here and done it from here. So let's do 1446 plus 586. Y'all, 2032. Tell me that's not a coincidence. You're right, it's not a coincidence. It's a God wink. So 1446 is when it starts. 586. I also shouldn't have drawn a line here. Guys, I'm learning stuff as I'm... Sheesh. Yeah, I'm learning stuff as I'm going along here, and I can't draw the lines right now, but draw a line here and draw a line here. So, the beginning date plus the end date of the first duration before the 70-year exile is 2032. Great googly moogly, guys. I thought I was just adding random numbers. No, there's significance. There's always significance. Okay. So 2032. That's the end of that time period that we were looking at. 7 years. 70 years. Again, please show me. If anybody has any other things to add to this, show me. Like I said, it takes a village to figure this stuff out. So, in 2032, that third temple will be destroyed. Jesus will come back and have his millennial temple. So I believe that's why I'm getting 2032. Okay? The beginning to the end before the exile. The tabernacles and first temple. Anyway, like and share and please add in the comments anything that you see.